54% shaded toward the under. Right now, the Owls of Temple are plus 140 on the money line. Now, Belmont is 26-5 straight up overall. They're part of that Ohio Valley Conference, so you see teams like Murray State, Eastern Kentucky, and Moorhead in that conference. Belmont's actually located in the Music City, Nashville, Tennessee. And here's a fun fact for you. 5 out of the Ohio Valley Conference's 12 schools are actually located in Tennessee. Anyway, Belmont, the pleasantries end there. They failed to cover in 3 out of their last 5. They also rank 186th in college basketball in points allowed. They're giving up 74 points per contest on average for the year. Now Temple, on the other side, they're 6-2 straight up in their last 8, 6-4 ATS in their last 10. They're also covering 7 out of their last 9 games as the official Vegas underdog away from home. Now, total-wise, Temple's just 16% to the over away from home, taking on teams giving up more than 72 points per contest. Meanwhile, Belmont is 4-0 to the under, taking on teams allowing 67 to 72 points per contest. So with all that in mind, I got to lean toward another underdog. Give me Temple plus 3.5 in the under 155 and a hook in that matchup there. All right, next and final sport. It is going to be NHL hockey. And we're going to start off with the Panthers at the Hurricanes. 7 o'clock Eastern puck drop in Carolina. The Canes open 130, total at 6. We're seeing movement toward Carolina and the over in this one. Minus 140 up to 6.5. Once again, Carolina open 130 up to minus 140. Total open 6 up to 6.5. Pittsburgh's plus 115 on the money line. Carolina plus 180 laying the goal and a half. We have Matt Murray projected in net for Pittsburgh. Peter Mrazek projected in net for the Canes. Pittsburgh 6-3 straight up in their last 9. 10-3 straight up in their last 13, taking on Carolina. If you're into historical trends, Carolina's dropped 6 out of their last 12 at the current market price. They also rank 16th in scoring at just 2.9 goals per contest in that category there. Now, total-wise, the Hurricanes are 7-1 to the under in their last 8, taking on Pittsburgh. Give me the underdog Penguins, getting the job done on the road. Pittsburgh plus 115 and the under 6.5 goals in that matchup there. Next game, Canadiens, Flyers, 7 o'clock puck drop at the Wells Fargo Center. Philly open minus 120, total 5.5. We're seeing a nickel fade of Philly when it comes to the money line. We're also seeing movement upward on the total. 115 up to 6. Philly open 120 down to minus 115. Total open 5.5 up to 6 goals. Once again, Philly open 5.5. Philly open minus 120 down to minus 115. Total open 5.5 up to 6 goals. 53% of the consensus is leaning toward Philadelphia. 83% shaded toward the under. Montreal's minus 105 on the money line. Philly's plus 235 on the puck line. Price projected in net for Montreal. Carter Hart projected in net for Philadelphia. The Flyers are 8-3 against the spread in their last 11. And of course, when I refer to the spread in hockey, I'm referring to the puck line, laying the goal and a half. So Philly, once again, 8-3 against the spread in their last 11. 5-1 straight up in their last 6, taking on Montreal. Speaking of the Canadiens, they've lost 5 out of their last 7. They're also just 3-8 straight up in their last 11 on the road. They rank 21st in the NHL in road shots allowed. We're looking at 33 shots per contest in that category there. Now, total-wise, Philly's 8-3 to the over in their last 11. 4-2 to the over in their last 6 at home, taking on Montreal. Give me the Flyers minus 115 and the over 6 goals in that matchup there. Next game, Bruins, Islanders, 7 o'clock puck drop in Long Island. As always, got to show love to my guys out in Long Island. It's a beautiful area, and I always had the wrong perception of Long Island my whole life. I thought Long Island was very similar to the city, and it's not. Long Island is like the countryside. It just so happens to be a small strip of land, but it's literally long. I think it's like 6 hours to get from one side of the island to the other. But anyway, got a lot of good friends out there in Long Island. Nice area. Haven't been out there in a while, so I'll have to fly in or drive in, however I want to do it. But anyway, Boston at Long Island. The Islanders. Boston open -105, total 5.5. Not a whole lot of movement on this one. Two very good teams. Pretty good two-way action on both the money line and the total. We did see a 10-cent move toward Boston, so they're now -115. So once again, the Bruins open 105 up to -115. Totals at 5.5. 68% are leaning Boston, 58% shaded toward the under. Right now, the Islanders are -105 on the money line. Boston +240 on the puck line. Tuukka Rask projected in net for Boston. Lane are projected in net for the Islanders. Boston's dropped 3 out of their last 4. They're also just 1-7 ATS in their last 8. They rank 28th in road offensive scoring at just 2.5 goals per contest in that category there. Now, New York, on the other side, they rank first in goals allowed in the NHL, 2.4 goals per contest in that category there. They're also 5-2 straight up in their last 7. 21-16 when Laner makes the start. When it comes to the total, the Islanders are 14-4-2 to the under, taking on teams over 550. Boston 10-4 to the under on the road when the line's 5.5. Give me the Islanders -105. Another underdog for me. And the under 5.5 goals in that matchup there. Next game, Maple Leafs, Predators, 8 o'clock puck drop in Nashville. The Preds open 130, total at 6. We're seeing a nickel fade of Nashville when it comes to the money line. We're seeing movement upward on the total. $1.25, 6.5. Once again, Nashville open -130, down to $1.25. Total open 6, up to 6.5. 52% are leaning Nashville, 84% shaded toward the under. Toronto's +105 on the money line. Nashville +200, laying the 1.5. We have Freddie Anderson projected in net for Toronto. Pecorine projected in net for Nashville. The Leafs rank 2nd in scoring, 3rd in road shots. Meanwhile, Nashville is scoring 2.9 goals per contest on their home ice. Total-wise, Nashville just 39% of the over at home. Give me another dog. I'll take Toronto +105 and the under 6.5 goals in that matchup there. Next and final game for the show, it is going to be CBJ taking on the Flames. 9 o'clock puck drop in Calgary. The Flames open $1.80, total 5.5. Whole lot of movement in this one. We're seeing a 40-cent fade of Calgary when it comes to the money line, and we're seeing this one move all the way up to 6.5 goals. So once again, Calgary open 180 all the way down to -140. Total open 5.5 all the way up to 6.5. Columbus is +120 on the money line. Calgary +185 on the puck line. Sergei Bobrovsky projected in net for Columbus. Smith projected in net for Calgary. The Flames are first in home offensive scoring, 4.3 goals per contest in that category there. Columbus is winning just 46% of their games at the current market price. When it comes to the total, Calgary is 79% to the over at home when the line was 6 or higher. Give me the Flames -140 and the over 6.5 goals in that matchup there. Lost my screen. I didn't even do that. Turned off on its own. Let's see what happens here, guys. I'm curious. There we go. Very bizarre. Maybe there's a ghost in here. Anyway, good luck, ghost. That is going to do it for me, but before I get out of here, I want to check on my TV, make sure it doesn't cut out on us again. And I also want to remind you to check me out on my website. That is patreon.com/BrockPage. And like I said, we're doing pretty good on that site right now. I strongly encourage you to go ahead and check out my current record on patreon.com/BrockPage. That's a part of the free content. Just go ahead and take a look at the posts section and take a look for the $100 bill. And that will show you my current record on Patreon. And as always, thank you so much for watching today's program. I really enjoyed our time together, and I hope you enjoyed all this great free information. And as always, don't forget to check me out at patreon.com/BrockPage.